as we're still reeling from all the losses and the pain of the last few weeks. Unfortunately, this morning we suffered another loss, a loss in the Torah world of one of the Gedolim, the senior Gedolim in Eretz Yisrael, Rav Baruch Mordechai Ezrachi, Rosh Yeshiva of Eretz Yisrael. He's not somebody that I've ever met, but he's a person whose Torah, for whatever reason, his Sfarim have been very precious to me, and something that I really enjoyed learning for many, many years is from Birkas Mordechai. So I thought maybe for this week to share a thought in memory of Rav Ezrachi. The Kfura is not till tomorrow morning. We'll have the Sifsosa of Dovavos, his Torah should continue moving his lips even before the kever and beyond as well. So towards the beginning, the Parshas tells us that Hashem says to Avram Avinu, Lech Lecha me'artzecha, go from your land, from your homeland, your place of your birth, from your father's house, to the land that I will show you. And Rashi points out from Chazal, Lo gila lo haaretz miyad. He did not immediately, Hashem did not tell him where you are going. Why? Kedei lechabeva be'einav, in order that it should become precious in his eyes. And that he should be rewarded for each of the statements that were made, for each of the requests that were made of him. And the Medrash adds, al kol psiya psiya, and every step he takes in that direction should also be rewarded. Rav Ezrachi asks, it seems like, had Hashem revealed where the destination was to Avram Avinu, then suddenly, every step along the way, and each dibur, and the entire nature of the challenge of the Nisayim isn't there anymore. The question is why? What difference does it make? If he knows his destination, doesn't know his destination, Hashem was challenging, can you get up and follow my words or not? Why does that make any difference in terms of the schar? And why anyway should he be getting schar on each step along the way? If you get to the destination, you get to the destination. What are Chazal trying to teach us? And he suggests as follows. Now what Chazal are trying to tell us here is that the main thrust of the Nisayon, of this challenge for Avram Avinu, was leaving his past and changing to become a different person. And that is very, very difficult. To have grown up a certain way and within a certain system, and this is the way that it's going to be, and now to be told, leave that all behind and go somewhere else, that is what the Nisayon was all about. It did not matter where he was going to be going. Yes, the target, HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to get Eretz Yisrael, the most special place in the world. But the challenge here to Avram was at this moment specifically to focus on, are you able to change? If Hashem tells you, you need to be doing something differently, are you able to adjust? Are you able to change to do that? And therefore, it was the journey to get there and not the destination that was the main part of this Nisayon, or at least the beginnings of this Nisayon. And that's why al kol psiya psiya, on each step along the way, as he traveled further away on that journey, it was the journey and the moving away that was the main Nisayon. And that's why HaKadosh Baruch Hu did not want to reveal to Avram Avinu where he was going. Because if he realized he was going to the precious land, if he was going to Eretz Yisrael, and that was the destination, then the focus would maybe shift. And it'd be like, of course that's where he wants to go. That's where we're supposed to be going. That's where we yearn to be. That's what Avram Avinu, that's the land of his destiny. That's the place where HaKadosh Baruch Hu is telling him to go. Then it's not about leaving, but it is about arriving. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted to make sure that he would understand that the Nisayon and the challenge is, can you, when necessary, shift? Can you make those changes? Yes, at the end of the day, we want to be in Eretz Yisrael, and that's where we're going to go. But Lo gila lo haaretz miyad, he didn't tell him immediately. It should be precious, but it's going to be precious later, because right now, it was about the journey. And through that, he was able to get schar, he was able to get rewarded. Al kol psiya psiya, on every step along the journey. There are different moments where we have to rise to the occasion and be willing to make changes. And to understand that even if I've been doing something for a long, long time, sometimes the Ratzon of Hashem, the fact that Hashem wants us to do something differently, is very, very clear. In particular, I've mentioned that we have a large focus on tefillah and this Eis Tzara and this terrible, terrible time. And we need to make sure that part of the focus is not just on the quantitative changes, what we add to the tefillah, but the quality of our tefillos. How do I daven? What is my experience of davening? And just because maybe I've experienced davening one way, and this is the way that it's been since I was in first grade, does not mean that it has to continue. That's part of what the challenge is. to be able to put away the phone, to be able to concentrate, to find a bracha to focus on, to not speak to anybody else. These are things that will change our tefillos, and that's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu sometimes wants to see. It's, are we able to change for Him? He sent us a message. How are we going to respond? That obviously, that's not the reason. I'm not going to be one to try to claim why something happens. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu clearly sent us a message, and we have to be prepared to make changes, wherever those may be. And that's the message from Avraham Avinu. Avraham Isavu Sim Lebanim, he puts in us in our DNA the ability to be able to make those changes. And it doesn't matter how long we've been a certain way, we can and we need to rise to that occasion to change. And every step along the journey is going to be difficult. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu says that's the preciousness. That's what the journey is. That's what the Nisayon is, and that ultimately brings us closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu.